Welcome to Detroit Sports Jersey Media, Sundays from 11 a.m. to noon, broadcasting live from Detroit and stretching to Texas and the Virgin Islands, here on 107.3 FM WVIE, with co-host Longhorn. Straight sports talk, no professionals here. And now, here's your host that never gets it right, but is never wrong, Will.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Detroit Sports Media. I know I'm not Will. I hate to disappoint you, but like him, I always am right and never get it wrong. So there. I am your host this morning, Jersey Girl. You hear me calling in every now and then. Thank goodness car issues have been resolved for now. So I was able to make it down to the studio this morning. Good morning, Longhorn. How are you?
What's up? What's up?
Game time, prime time. Detroit Sports Jersey Media time.
Let's get it on, popcorn.
Let's get it on, partner. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, mighty fine. 2 shakes of a puppy's tail. And if you ever seen a puppy happy, when he
Yes.
shakes his tail, you know he's ready to rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. Callers, we're sorry right now. We're having a couple technical difficulties, but we'll let you know when we're ready for you guys to call in. But here, let me give you the number so you can at least get it in the phone. So when you're ready to call, we'll get you on. So the number is 313-868-4336. And I'll repeat that, 313-868-4336. And let's get it going. I know we kind of had some things already that we wanted to talk about, but I wanted to get into this breaking news this morning. Peyton Manning, I guess, is officially going to call it quits tomorrow at a news conference. How you feel about that, Mr. Longhorn?
Oh, Peyton Manning's on his way out. He's going out like his boss right after the Super Bowl win.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
He riding out the Bronco horse into the sunset, going yeehaw.
Yeehaw. That's right. I think that's probably the perfect way to end that career. It's kind of nice that he does finally have the same amount of rings as Eli. So we all saw Eli's look at the Super Bowl when he realized that Peyton was about to win. So he can't hold that over his brother anymore. So that's a good thing. Do you think he should go down as the top quarterback in NFL history, or where do you think his place stands right now?
You know, I'm glad you asked that question because I was studying on that this morning, and I was thinking about, is he going to be one of the quarterbacks that people remember like the Bradshaw, like Joe Montana? Mm-hmm. You know how like in my day, well, I'm still here, not my day, but I still think back like Joe Montana, Bradshaw. Mm-hmm. Are people going to talk about Peyton Manning in that, like, wow, remember Peyton Manning? I don't know if he's going to, I mean, he's a 5 MVP. Nobody's have done MVP like that.
Right.
He has a lot of passing records, most touchdowns, single yard records, most touchdown records. I don't know. I just don't, the flair of Peyton Manning compared to the flair of Bradshaw and Joe Montana, to me, it's not the same. They say he's the greatest quarterback in NFL history. I don't know. He did a lot of good things, granted. I just don't have that feel for Manning as I do with Bradshaw and Joe Montana.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
That makes sense. I mean, I will say that he's probably not as flashy as, say, a Terry Bradshaw was. Or Joe Montana, but I mean, Joe Montana was kind of on the tail end of when I started kind of picking up on football and, at least having an idea. So I don't really remember the Montana years that much. But I will say that he probably is, of this era so far, one of the greatest. Obviously, it's between him and Brady. And with him, you kind of look at, with those two, you compare pretty much with every quarterback, you compare Super Bowl wins. And, your boy Will, all about, well, if they don't have a ring, they don't get into the Hall of Fame. So we know that he's getting into the Hall of Fame according to your boy Will's standards. So there's that. But I think that in the regular season, there was nobody who was better at quarterback than Peyton Manning. He was a field general. Right. He was able to, he was almost like, he was very cerebral with his game and was able to pick
Right.
apart anything at any time, and just very talented. And so I think that Sabenson is probably, I mean, he has all the offseason or all the single season records and stuff like that for offensive numbers for a quarterback. So I think he's going to be one of the greatest in the regular season, at least, quarterbacks, because then, he often did get bounced in the playoffs and things like that. So it was really nice. It is nice for him to go out on top like his boss, Mr. Elway. And I do remember that Super Bowl. It was a very good Super Bowl. But
Yeah, right. He's the only quarterback who ever started for two teams.
yes,
And win Super Bowls.
exactly. So
I think they
there's
should
that.
give him a horse.
A horse to ride off of. I mean, a
Yeah.
colt, a bronco. It's all the
Yeah,
same.
Bronco. Maybe a white stallion. You
A
know
big
what I'm
old
saying?
white stallion to get out. Yes, that would
I
be
think
very
that-
nice.
Papa John should chip in on that.
Papa
He can ride
John's and Papa
give
John's
him a
and
white
Budweiser.
stallion. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what? He should ride the Budweiser Clydesdale because that's what he shouted out in the Super Bowl. So that's what I think he should do. That's exactly what I think he should do.
He's gonna get him a Clydesdale on the way to get him some Papa John pizza.
Exactly.
Budweiser and pizza.
Budweiser and pizza. Exactamundo. I think that's going to be awesome. But here in Detroit, that kind of brings you back to everybody's favorite wide receiver, Calvin Johnson, and his lack of a decision as of yet. There were words circulating that maybe Peyton and Calvin would decide their futures together in a way, maybe not obviously sitting down and chatting together, but at the same time. So do you think that this has any impact on when Calvin Johnson decides to hang it up, if he is going to hang it up? But I think he is, but that's just my opinion. What do you think?
Calvin Johnson is just waiting to just to string it out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his problem is. If he's just gonna go ahead and retire, he's just go ahead and just let everybody know that he's gonna go on and hang it up.
Exactly.
Maybe Miss Ford will give him a nice granddaddy caddy to ride down Woodward, and you guys give him a ticket tape parade and let him go ahead and ride it out that way.
But Mrs. Ford isn't going to give him a caddy because caddies are GM then. So he'll probably get like a really nice Jaguar or something like that. That used to be a Ford.
But Ford does not make Jaguars, so maybe she give him an F-150 fully loaded.
There you go. Fully loaded F-150. But they did used to make Jaguars. I just couldn't remember. Forgive me.
Oh, back in the day?
Yes, back in the day they used to make Jaguars. So there's that.
I think Calvin Johnson should just go ahead and make his announcement. Quit putting people out there, wondering what he's gonna do. Just go ahead and make his announcement, because there's some nice quarterbacks and wide receivers out there that were in the combine that the Lions should go ahead and pull them on in. And also there's some nice free agents out there that the Lions can get. There's one out there that played with Miami that the Lions can get Richard Matthews.
Okay.
The Lions can go ahead and pull him in, because not only did he average the same amount of yards, he averaged 15.4 yards in receiving last year. Calvin averaged 15.9 yards in receiving last year. He's a good free agent that Lions could pick up from Miami. They can step in and take Calvin's place.
Potentially. Well, nobody's going to be able to.
Potentially.
Potentially, because nobody truly really is going to be able to take Calvin's place. I think while free agency would be good to kind of help support the Lions wide receiver core for now, I think that they're really going to look towards the draft. I'm hoping that they at least look towards the draft for their next wide receiver. Because
Please look towards the draft.
And the way I'm feeling about Bob Quinn is that he is ready to at least attempt to start building something. And so, like Will would probably say, well, y'all are just rebuilding again. And that's what happened. Yes, they rebuilt. Yes, we know. But I also think that and maybe it's just because he's coming from the Patriots and everybody's like, oh, Patriots. And, they do things the right way. And they have Bill Belichick's system and crap. And, so maybe everybody's just feeling that. And we really have yet to see what he's going to do. And obviously this is his first draft. So we're going to kind of see what's going to happen. But I think we all have faith that he's going to try and help restore we can't really restore what we've never really had, but help try and bring something to this team. And heck, he was a scout. He was director of pro scouting. Right. So I think he has an idea of what he's looking for and what he wants and how he wants to do this team. So that's why I'm hoping that they look towards the draft for at least the wide receiver of the future. And maybe, if need be, just use free agency to kind of as a stopgap. Because I don't think there's any flashy free agents out there right now at wide receiver outside of Rashad Matthews, like you said. But nobody's going to be able to take Calvin's place. I think that's probably the biggest thing. Nobody's going to be able to take Calvin's place.
Yeah, you can't take his place, but Matthews, he's the only one that had some receivers, they do good as in yards, but they don't get many touchdowns, or they do good in touchdown, but they don't get many passes.
Exactly.
But last year, Matthews, he did it both as far as yards and receiving passes and in playing time.
Right.
So he even got more playing time than Megatron got last year.
Well, Megatron,
and all the other receivers in NFL.
True. And Megatron was kind of, last year. And I think I really do legitimately think he was hurting last year. And for whatever reason, management wasn't going to say it. But I think we all kind of knew it. And then also, the fact, though, that he was able to, Rashad, I'm talking about, was able to do all of these things. And Ryan Tannehill's their QB in Miami, who isn't that great. And so despite that, he really isn't, because really, if you say that you'd rather take, if anybody, Lions fans, I'm talking to you, if you all ever said that you would rather have Ryan Tannehill over Matthew Stafford, I'm coming to where you are and I'm kicking you in your shin. Please don't take this as a threat. I'm just teasing.
But, oh, Lord. Violence.
I'm not threatening violence on anybody. I'm just saying, no, there's no way that you can say that anybody can say that Tannehill is much better than Stafford and we would be much better off if we had Tannehill. No. But despite the fact that Rashad Matthews had Tannehill throwing to him, he was still able to do all of this. Whereas Stafford, is a step up, I do believe. And potentially it could be a beautiful thing. But then also on the wide receiver core, you still have, your Golden Tates of the world. And so hopefully that'll kind of help fill things in as well.
All right. Call in. I'd like to welcome everybody from the Virgin Islands Entertainment, listening on WVIE 107.3 FM. I just love saying that. It just rhymes.
I was about to say, you just like the way that sounds, don't you?
That's like WVIE 107.3 FM, Virgin Islands Entertainment, and the Detroit metro area. All the way. Call in, y'all. Let us know what you think.
Yep, the number is 313-868-4336. Like I said, we're still having some technical difficulties, so we'll let you know when we're good to go to call in. But still, like I said, get it ready. Get your thoughts all queued up, because we're ready to take them when you guys call in. Is it time for a commercial yet? Oh, okay, so we have to wait till Henry gets back to go to commercial. So yes, I get to blab some more. Oh, this is exciting.
Bring it on, Popcorn.
Okay, so we've also had some more interesting things happen to us this past week. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Hey, I'd like to touch. I had some people hit me up on my Instagram and Twitter feed and email, and also on our Facebook. And they said even though we're a sports station, we talk about little things, because we're media also. We're media. We talk about a little bit of everything.
Exactly.
And I like to bring up a comment on this Baltimore cop slapping this kid, this 16-year-old kid. Mm-hmm. And I like to make a little, just the verse for a couple of minutes here.
Sure, go ahead.
I want to know. I am outraged on where's the protest. I'm gonna throw the card out there to everybody who watched this here on social media. and the mainstream news, because I want to know, where's the Al Sharpters? Where's the Jesse Jacksons? Where's the NAACP? Where are the people stopping, marching down Baltimore? Where's the Black Lives Matter crusade at, when you got this black officer slapping the kid into next week and kicking him, cussing him out, with the black police woman standing behind him? I don't know what the kid did, but let me tell you this, and I'm gonna put it out there.
Put it out there.
If it was a white officer smacking that kid like that, oh, Lord have mercy on your soul.
Exactly.
That'd be all she wrote.
Exactly.
School would have been shut down. It'd have been listed all. They would have went into this cop's background and did all type of forensic files on his history and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The schools would have been closed down. Everybody, their mom and them would have been on national TV talking about this. You would have heard this all the way to Pluto's, to Mars, and it would have been nowhere that this guy could have been could have had any peace of mind. But now you got a brother hitting a young brother with a sister standing back there, and there's nothing covered. What's going on? What's going on? I am confused, and I'm going on a rant and rave about this.
That's okay.
Because it seems to me that black on black crime, there's nobody coming out and saying anything about this. You know what I'm saying? And my brother Will told me one time that somebody asked him to go to a rally because a white person, a white cop, had wrongly or unjustly jumped on somebody, a black person. So they told him, "Hey, Will, you gonna go down to this rally?" He said, "No, I'm not going to the rally." And they got upset with him because he didn't go to the rally because, we're in the media, right?
Right.
He said, well, you let me know when the rally is going to be, when black on black crime, and I'll go to that rally. And they got upset with him for saying that. And I'm saying, where's the injustice? Where's the no justice, no peace on this here incident? I don't understand. I'm confused. But I tell you what you do.
What?
You read this thing called the Willie Lynch. It's Willie Lynch article about this guy who wrote these slave owners on how to control their slaves. You read that article and you will understand why there's no outrage on this black on black crime situation in the United States of America. Willie Lynch.
Who was Willie Lynch, for everybody who needs to know? Who was Willie Lynch?
Willie Lynch is a guy who wrote the slave owners here in America on how to control their slaves. Basically, I'm going to boil it down in a nutshell. He said, why are you destroying your property? All you have to do is get the light-skinned blacks going against the darker-skinned blacks. You get the field Negroes against the house Negroes. You get the young blacks going against the old blacks. You get the black females going against the male blacks. And you ain't got to worry about destroying your properties by beating them and so on and so forth. They're going to destroy themselves. So Willie Lynch, check it out. Google him. After you read his story, after you read the letters that he wrote the white slave owners, you'll understand why it's black on black crime. And you have a better perspective on why there's no uprising on what that video when that Baltimore cop was slapping that young man. Anyway, that's my 2 cents, and that's
you're
the
sticking
story.
to it. Now, I'm going to say this, and I typically do not play devil's advocate in these types of situations because I just don't, because there's no real winning to it. But just this one time, I'm going to play devil's advocate, okay? Just this one time. Go ahead now, I'm not saying that it's right that he should have smacked him at all, especially not even kicked him. But what if this kid was really being, a stupid punk and had done something that really he wasn't supposed to do, obviously, and had been warned repeatedly about doing it? What if that cop was really like, looky here? And, and kids these days, trust me, I work with them. It's hard to get through to them. And sometimes, you got to do something a little bit more drastic than just talking to them or something like that. And maybe that was it. Maybe this cop had worked with this kid before and is like, look, I'm tired of you screwing up all the time, and this is what I'm going to do. Not saying that that's right, because really he doesn't have a right to touch somebody else's child like that, unless, you know, they were really doing something dangerous or something, or kicking. But maybe that was the case. So that's my devil's advocate story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. All right.
Here's your counter.
Here's my tell on that one.
Okay.
This is what he could have done. Hey, son, turn around, put your hands on the wall, and spread them. Put
Maybe
your hands behind your back.
That.
You're being handcuffed. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you can to say will be held against you in the court of law. You understand these rights as being read to you.
That is true.
Because he was a police officer.
Was he a police officer, or was he? Because I heard I thought he was a school police officer or something like that. So if that's the case, maybe he's not truly. Maybe he doesn't have the authority, quote unquote, to put him in handcuffs like that.
Okay, if he didn't have the authority,
advocate.
he could have called the police. He could have called the police, and the police could have came up there and arrested the young man and took him from the school.
True.
Cause him and that lady right there, they could have. If he wanted the guy to leave the school and the guy didn't want to leave the school, he could have called the police. Either the guy would have ran out the building, or the guy would have stood there and been defiant and not leave the school. Police would have came and they would have arrested him.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I see exactly what you're saying.
So for him to slap the young man like that and then kick him?
Yeah, that was a little bit
serious?
too much. Exactly. That was a little bit much. I will agree.
And then there's no outrage. Where's the Black Lives Matter at? Where's all the celebrities? Where's Chris Rock at? He can be at the Oscars cracking jokes. Hey, Black Lives Matter. And being all funny at the end and cracking jokes. Black Lives Matter. Where is he in Baltimore with the sign hollering Black Lives Matter? Where is the We Shall Overcome walking around hand to hand locked? Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, good thing I don't have high blood pressure.
Exactly, because I think yours would have spiked up a little bit and you need to take your blood pressure medicine.
I don't take high blood pressure medicine.
Good for you. Take your blood pressure medicine, people, if you have high blood pressure. I hope you took it this morning.
And then somebody asked me, why are they on leave with pay? They're on leave with pay because they have a union, and their union, until things are settled, that's why they on leave with pay.
Exactly.
If they have no union, they'll be fired. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. All you listeners and the viewers on TV 33, I know you as outraged as I am about this here. So, and for you Black Lives Matter folks and you coalitions and the NAACP and all you black leaders out there, I don't know. I'm flabbergasted. I'm using my $50 word here.
Yes, you are. You're flabbergasted.
Yeah, I'm flabbergasted. So,
no, that's okay. Like I said,
I think
fine.
It's time to go to a commercial break now.
Okay, I think we can go to a commercial break and let James' blood pressure calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I know we brothers, so when I get heated, we sound alike, huh?
Exactly. All right. We'll be back after these messages. Thank you.
Productions. Are you looking to create a professional slideshow or video for business or a special celebration? Then go to fiverr.com/ENO Productions for top quality video production work. Orders are done to your tastes and specifications. ENO Productions is the team that everyone goes to when they want their videos done right. That's ENO Productions. Go to www.fiverr.com/ENOproductions.com. Detroit Sports Jersey Media is the hottest sports radio show in Detroit and beyond. We stretch to the Virgin Islands and the heart of Texas. For advertising information, email info@detroitsportsjerseymedia.com or call 313-624-7814. We air live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on 107.3 FM WVIE. And now back to the Jersey Girl and Longhorn.
All right, we are back. We are back, and our phone lines are working. So please, if you have anything that you'd like to say, you can give us a call, 313-868-4336. Again, that's 313-868-4336. I am Jersey Girl. I am in this morning for Will, who's off doing some kind of law enforcement training. So we like our law enforcement officers trained so that they know how to handle situations where 16-year-old kids are around, so they don't have to smack them and kick them. Correct, Longhorn?
That's correct. That's correct. That is correct. My brother Will, he out there getting the correct training, because you better believe he's not going to be smacking nobody, kicking nobody, cussing no young kids out.
I would really hope
My brother
not.
Will out there protecting the serve. Go ahead, brother. Do your thing, Barney Fife.
Exactly. Hopefully they're able to give him one big bullet that he can keep in his little pocket till he's ready to go, right?
Top flight security.
Exactly. The madness is upon us, you guys. The madness is upon us. I'm talking
That's
of
right.
March Madness, of course. I think today is Selection Sunday, so we should be able to find out very soon about what's going to be happening with our college teams. Congratulations to the Michigan State Spartans. They defeated the Buckeyes. I said that nicely. You see, I have on my Michigan shirt, so it's hard for me to deal with the Buckeyes. But congratulations to the Michigan State Spartans on a great Big Ten season again. As always, you always expect the Spartans to do very well. And it's March, and it's Izzo's time to shine. So listen to me, guys. I'm giving all sorts of props to states, so mark this day down. I tip my hat to them. I respect them for the most part, especially in basketball. In basketball, I do. I do. In basketball, I respect them. In football,
I respect them in nothing else but basketball.
I respect them actually in football and what they've been able to do these past few years. I do, but I just don't like the attitude, and maybe that's something that I just have to get used to. I don't know. But I respect the accomplishments and what they've done. And that's all you can do. You can respect them, right? Right. So I respect them. So it's that time of year. I think my poor Michigan Wolverines are looking at the NIT again, and that's okay. They did have a lot of players leave, and, they just kind of got to rebuild and remodel. And I think they also kind of got to do a little bit of a blitz of a run like Harbaugh's done with recruiting. I think they need to filter some of that down to their basketball team to, get some good players. And they have had some great players in the past couple years, but I think they need to kind of keep that talent train moving and getting a lot of good people so that Michigan can, be a powerhouse in both football and basketball. But that's my 2 cents on that. Again, congratulations to the Spartans. Guys, listen, I'm really giving the Spartans some love, so be proud of me. But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good, though. It's good. I really do. I think this college basketball season has been so wide open. There's nobody who's really, truly run away with things. I mean, we know that Louisville. Kansas, but Kansas, again, they're good. They're a very good team. But with them, I always kind of get iffy in the tournament because Bill Self sometimes can't always get those kids ready to go. And something always happens where they lose in the past, in the last few minutes of their games. And so Kansas is good. They're good, but it's going to be, honestly, I think that this is wide open. I don't think that there's any one particular favorite. Anything can happen. And I think that's the awesome thing of it. That's why we call it March Madness, because literally anything can happen. And no, it's not Selection Sunday, Sonia. I'm special. Excuse me, Jersey Girl. I'm special. They have to still go through the Big Ten championships and their conference championships. So that's coming up this weekend. And then I think the weekend after that is Selection Sunday. So forgive me, guys, for making that mistake. Call me out on it. Like I said, it's totally fine. Give us a call, 313-868-4336. We are ready to take your calls. Listen, look at him. Hook 'em horns, huh? Hook 'em.
Hey, Hey, but you know what I like about Dad? Hey, I'm with you, Jersey Girl. I had to go down with my team in flames. I don't know what's going on here with the hooking them horns.
Well, it. You got your Longhorn shirt. You got your red, orange on. Hook 'em, baby. Hook 'em.
Hey, but you know one thing I like about college basketball
What's that?
is that no matter who the crowd is always hyped.
Yes. Yes.
The crowd is always hyped, and you could watch a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can leave and go get you some refreshments, and your team could be down by 20 points, and it could be maybe 5 minutes left in the game, maybe 3 minutes left in the game, down by 20 points. You come back and the score is tied, and that quick.
That quick, yep. It takes one.
And the game is always hyped.
Not always, I think, because let's say the home team's getting blown out by like 20, like you said, then you leave. And then, yes, when you come back, it could be just, they could be down 5 or 6. And yeah, the crowd is going to start to get hyped. But then there's other chance when they get blown out and just nothing doing, and much like Michigan was yesterday against Iowa.
I was going to say like Michigan.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Nothing, they're not coming back. So you know that's the case. But, that's why college sports, I think, in and of itself is so much fun, because it's kids out there having a great time. I mean, you remember college. You know how much fun we had in college. At least I did. I had a lot of fun in college. And, I went to a small historically black college, Hampton University, first Division I HBCU lacrosse team, HBCUs. And so we didn't really get like UNC Duke type thing, with a lot of hype and stuff around it. But even still, we just had a lot of fun, and it was just fun to go and hang out with your friends and just cheer on your team. So that's why college sports is a lot of fun. It's tradition, and it's hanging out with your friends and just being a 20-something, a late teenager, and just having fun. And that's why, college sports is so much fun, especially college basketball and the upsets and stuff like that. It's just a lot of fun. And that's why it's a great time of year where literally anything can happen. College kids are all amped up about it. You always get those one small schools that make that Cinderella run where, you find out news reports that the teacher has to cancel a final or, move a paper due date or something like that so that the kids can go and enjoy it. I mean, it's fun. It's so much fun. You're living, you're part of history in the making. Yeah. And it's any game. Any one game can, bring it down and bring down your bracket. It's just so much fun. So, yeah, that's why I like March Madness.
So let me ask you this question.
Go right ahead.
You guys from the Wolverine country going to go over to and mess up the old little Spartan man this year?
I don't know.
I know you was up there leading that charge over there, messing up the little Spartan man.
Not so loud. Not so loud.
Not so loud.
No, I was not. But at the same time, it's fun stuff. And obviously they're not coming from a spot of true disrespect or true, vandalism. It's all in fun. And I think that because the Spartan fans need to not act like they've never done anything like that before. They've come exactly. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but let's just call it even. If you've done it, you've done it. There's nothing wrong with it. You've done it out of fun, not out of, coming from a criminal.
So the Spartan fan got them little Wolverine dolls.
Exactly.
And they kicking them around.
And they've done that. And so what if they do? Who cares? It's college. It's fun. That's what you're supposed to do. For crying out loud, that's what you're supposed to do. And anybody who gets their little panties in a bunch because of something like that needs to just chill. It's okay. It's totally fine. It's just college. It's what they do. As long as they didn't hurt anybody in the process, if they weren't, being disrespectful in the process, it's okay. It's totally okay. Not that I'm condoning it, because Lord knows if I got a call that my children had done something like that, I think I'd put my head down and not be thrilled. But at the same time, as long as they weren't doing anything malicious or, truly illegal, then okay.
So your family, they all Wolverine fans, or they go against the grain?
So we're all Wolverine fans. Born and raised in Michigan, I was, and so in Ann Arbor. So yeah, there was only one team that I cheered for. And people are like, well, didn't you always root for State, when they weren't playing Michigan? No, I never rooted for State, and it wasn't because I didn't like them, but they weren't Michigan, and that's what you're supposed to root for. You're supposed to root for Michigan. That's how I was raised, and back when you didn't say, Ohio State was the enemy, and they still are the enemy in my mind. And that's the great, they are. But again, that's just how I was raised, and that's how it is. That's just how it is. And, but my husband went to Florida State for a little while. So we're also kind of Golden Knowles too. So it was really, really extra sweet when Michigan beat the Gators in the Citrus Bowl this past New Year's Day. So that was really extra sweet. So yes, go Knowles, go blue in our house. That's what we do. My youngest daughter even came to me one day sucking on a candy cane that was red, green, and white. And she was like, Mom, I can't eat this. I said, why not, sweetie? It's got green and white in it, and that's bad, right?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
You done twisted your daughter's mind and she can't eat green and white candy because it has green.
No, and I just said, I was like, sweetheart, you can totally eat that. That's okay. We just don't say go green in our house. That's all.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, goodness. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
If I ever come visit you, I'm going to come in my green and white.
And you can come in your green and white Sparty outfit. That's fine. Do what you got to do, but don't expect me to say go green. I'm always going to say go blue.
I'm gonna learn that. I'm gonna learn the Sparty's fight song. Come up in there. What's up?
And all we'll do is just play Hail to the Victors. But that does kind of bring me to a spot that, on Twitter I was looking out because yesterday UNC was playing Duke, and people were like, "Oh, UNC Duke, that's probably the best college rivalry." In college, it is. It's a great college rivalry. And then somebody was like, "Dare I say, in all of sports?" And I'm like, "Hold on, time out." And because, again, self-admitted Michigan fan, I am always going to defer to Buckeyes and Wolverines as being the quintessential, rivalry. Yes. To me, that is the best rivalry in all of sport, all of college, everything. Because, seriously, it continues. Even after you leave, it's still there. I still give people side eyes, the Buckeye fans side eyes, because I can't. Again, not that I do not respect their program but it's another story for another day. But
me growing up in Michigan, growing up in Detroit, I still, when I hear somebody from Ohio, I still look at them saying, well, you a Buckeye, huh?
Exactly. I give them the side eye all day long.
Yeah, but that rivalry between North Carolina and Duke, I got a couple of partners. They from North Carolina, and I always clown on them about their color, baby blue.
Mm-hmm. That Carolina blue.
Yeah, I tell them, I say, you know what? You guys are so weak. Y'all can't even get all dark blue. Y'all gotta go baby blue. You know what I'm saying? y'all can't even go full blue. That's how weak y'all are, and y'all sports. But that's a good rivalry. That's Will's team too, North Carolina, the Tar Heels.
Oh, the Tar Heels are his team?
Yeah, that's his team. That's the team he says is gonna win it all. Oh, and if they don't win it all, he got 5 other.
Oh yes, he's got 5 teams ready to go, and then once that alternate team wins, he'll talk about, that was my team all along. I told you. Yeah, okay, whatever. I hope you're listening, Will. Okay.
And like you said, the March Madness. That's why I don't go for brackets.
Oh, you don't do brackets? Brackets are fun.
I do my own bracket. I don't go for anybody else's bracket. I make up my own bracket.
So you put all the winners in, and you're like, "Yep." You're the one that puts all the winners in and says, "Yep, I got it right. Look at my bracket. It was perfect."
but you know what? I don't go for the top seed bracket. I don't put everybody who's in top seeded. You know, I
No,
picked some
because
what they call the Cinderella
ups,
teams, huh?
there's upsets and stuff like that. Because I remember,
Yeah.
gosh, a few times I've done brackets and I've gone on the websites and look at bracketology and
Oh
look
yeah,
at the stats and how many times a 5 is upset a 12, and that's a
yeah.
very tricky matchup. I'm just gonna say the 5-12 matchup is very tricky. I think anything can happen.
That's
So
right.
just anything can happen with that 5-12 matchup. So beware, people out there. So yeah, brackets. Yes, I like brackets. I think they're fun. I try not to do them too much for money. If I do them for money, it's just like, very, very like basic, like, something that I can stand to lose. No more than like $20 or something like that. Just because it's fun and, I'm not really trying to, if I win, great. And if I don't, I'd rather just not have to worry about how much money I just lost on a bracket.
Well, I don't go brackets for money. If I do a little betting on something, I just bet per game. This team will beat this game.
Oh, okay. And see,
You
yeah,
know,
and I'm not like
I,
a big gambling person anyway, because like you tell me about spreads and dogs and things like that and over-unders. I get it, but I don't get it well enough, and like I don't feel confident in my skills to bet and win money because, yeah, that's just how much I like money. I like to keep it.
I don't bet money. I bet like a bag of potato chips and a Fago pop.
A Fago and some better made chips. That's what you bet.
There you go. And if I was still living in Detroit, I bet a Coney Island. I go to Coney Island, get me a hamburger deluxe with some fries on that bad boy.
How you go to
Look
Coney
good.
Island and get a hamburger deluxe? You're supposed to go to Coney Island and get a hot dog.
No, cheeseburger deluxe.
Get a Coney dog. You're supposed to go to Coney Island and get a Coney dog.
No, cheeseburger deluxe, because they get a whole lot of French fries in that styrofoam plate.
Yes, they do. You're supposed to get
All
the.
right.
Go ahead.
All right. Hey, is the phones good to go?
Yeah, phones are good to go.
All right, call in.
313-868-4336. If you have any idea of who you think is going to win the NCAA tournament this year, we'd love to hear it. Your thoughts on Peyton Manning and Calvin Johnson. Yeah. Who do you think is a great rivalry in sports at all? Can be college, can be professional. We don't care. We just want to hear. And then also, this week is coming up some big stuff in the NFL. Franchising, free agency, opening up this week. I think they can start talking to, teams can start talking to players tomorrow, I think at like 4:00, but they can't sign until Wednesday. I think that's how it works.
No, March 9th. March 9th.
March
Free
9th
agency
is big
start.
day, free agency day. Who
I'm
do you
going
think?
free agent.
Yeah, you're going to go free
Yeah.
agent? Who do you
Yeah,
think are
I'm
some of the big free agents that are going to be out there ready to go?
I think Chris Ivory of the Jets. I think he's got the running back from the Jets. I think the Lions should get him.
Why?
Because we need another running back for one thing. I think we done lost Old Bell. He's out. I think Amir, he needs some help. Another thing I think they should get, I already said Matthews, and they need a tackle. I think we need an offensive tackle. The offensive line is all jacked up. And I think we need a quarterback. But there's no good quarterbacks out there. So,
Right. So here we go. So you think we need a running back? I think the Lions are good with running back. I honestly do.
you think so?
I think so. Because what? You've got Amir Abdullah. You got
Okay.
Theo Riddick. You've got Zach Zenner, who was injured, but he played very well in preseason. Now, I don't think he's going to be your every down go-to back, but I think you're going to get some great production out of him. I think, last year preseason, we saw some good stuff. I don't think, like I said, I don't think he's going to be the featured back, obviously, in the offense, because we do have Amir Abdullah, who we spent a second-round pick on. So I think he's going to be getting a lot more of the workload. I do. And so that's what we need him for. And Theo Riddick, you can get him out of the back catching passes and doing all that good stuff. So I think right now we're set on our running game. And if you get somebody like a Chris Ivory, that's gonna, you're gonna have to play him. And then how do you work the backfield with Chris Ivory, with Amir Abdullah, with Theo Riddick? So it'd just be a little bit crowded. But we're going to take a quick break. and think about how Chris Ivory can maybe supplement our offense. We'll be back in just a minute.
Are you looking to create a professional slideshow or video for business or a special celebration? Then go to fiverr.com/ENO Productions for top quality video production work. Orders are done to your tastes and specifications. ENO Productions is the team that everyone goes to when they want their videos done right. That's ENO Productions. Go to www.fiverr.com. That's FIVERR.com/ENO Productions. Detroit Sports Jersey Media is the hottest sports radio show in Detroit and beyond. We stretch to the Virgin Islands and to the heart of Texas. For advertising information, email info@DetroitSportsJerseyMedia.com or call 313-624-7814. We air live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on 107.3 FM WVIE. And now back to the Jersey Girl and Longhorn.
All right. We are back. Again, sorry. It's the Jersey Girl. You're not hearing the smooth baritone sounds of our friend Will. Oh, goodness. All right. So we were talking about free agency, franchising, things like that. But you mentioned quarterbacks, and I really wanted to get people's thoughts on this, and yours too, Longhorn. Former Spartan quarterback Kirk Cousins got the franchise tag from the Washington Redskins. How do you feel about that? $16 million, and his record is not the greatest. Tell me about it.
There's nothing to tell. His record is not the greatest. His record is poo-poo.
Yes.
I mean, he's one of those guys who just happened to be in the right place at the right time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. I wouldn't even have franchised the guy. He just happened to luck up. You know how you ever heard that term? He found a bird's nest on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard? That's what it was with him. He had to be the right place at the right time. They had nobody else to take to when RG3 wasn't playing. So you're going to franchise a guy. To me, he wasn't improving. He was one of those guys that, okay, I throw the ball out there. Oh, woo. The receiver caught it. Oh, it made something happen. I wouldn't have franchised the guy. I would have let him go and pick somebody else. He hasn't proven. He hasn't done anything to me. So it's next year, it's not going to be the same for this guy. And the Redskins they're gonna wish they would have got somebody else, a true starter, because to me, Cousins is not a true starter. He just happened to be a guy who happened to be in the right place because they had nobody else to look to. And that's my thought on it. Waste the money.
Yeah, I don't think he was going to be worth all that money for somebody who really hasn't won against decent teams. No. And, that's U2's biggest knock on our friend Matthew Stafford. Now, obviously, they're not going to get rid of him anytime soon, regardless of next year. I'm talking Kirk Cousins here. Regardless of how his season goes, because they've got, again, too much money invested in him. This could potentially blow up in the Redskins' face, much like it did with RG3. I mean, you obviously knew something was a little off and a little sketch, even when they drafted those two, because they drafted RG3 with the number 2 pick. Then here comes Kirk Cousins, a couple rounds later. So you knew something already was just kind of off when they first got drafted. So obviously coaching staff likes Kirk Cousins more. And I just feel that, yes, RG3 had the skills and was amazing, but I also think that he he got a raw deal out of the whole thing. And, I do in a way feel kind of bad for him. And I hope that once he gets released that he is able to find himself in a good situation where he will be able to show what he can do and go back to rookie year RG3 where he was doing great until his knees, poor thing, kind of gave out on him.
Right.
So there's that. But I don't think Kirk is going to be worth all that money in the end. I mean, good for him for getting the money that he can, because I'm never going to fault anybody for getting money. Because heck, if somebody offered me 16 mil after I was only making 600, yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to fault anybody for making their money, taking their money, whatever. But is it going to probably come back around and get them? Potentially it could. So there's that.
And the only reason that he's franchised, and the only reason why he's making that money is because RG3 got hurt. That's it.
Exactly.
That is it. If RG3 was still healthy, you wouldn't hear nothing about Kirk Cousins.
Obviously.
Nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He would have been still riding the oak, talking about when I'm gonna get my chance. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the only reason. So
exactly.
for him to say, what's that saying he had? He used to say, "Look at this," or "How you like me now?" I don't know what that crap he was saying. That whenever he did something, I don't know what it was. It's so lame anyway. But $16 million, and I don't think when he won those games, it wasn't even with teams that were over 500.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly.
So anyway, yeah, they done wasted their money. It's gonna show next season. But you know what's coming up though?
What's coming up?
The baseball season.
Baseball season is
April
coming.
3rd.
Baseball season is coming. Exactly. The Tigers, do they open at home this year or do they open on the road? Hang on, guys. I'm getting it up.
I'm getting my pitching arm ready.
You're put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Look, put me in. See, I'm warming up.
Yes, you are. For catch with yourself, that's really not gonna, that's gonna get knocked right out of the park. Right out of the park.
At least I won't miss the ball.
I'm excited about the Tigers this year, as kind of a lot of people are. It looks like they will open at home. Well, actually, they open away against the Marlins April 5th. And then their home opener is going to be April 8th versus the Yankees. So this is going to be good. I am excited about some of the offseason moves that they've made, bringing Justin Upton in. I think that's good. Hopefully he is Justin Upton of old and will be able to, do what we need. Get some offense in that lineup when sometimes our lineup just kind of gets really dry and not able to hit anything. So hopefully Justin Upton can do that. They've bolstered some of their pitching staff. Jordan Zimmerman, K-Rod in the bullpen, which that is a good thing but he's K-Rod of old, or I want him to be K-Rod of old, where he was K-Rod. And, so, yeah, hopefully we'll get back to that. So it's going to be an interesting year. We are in the division with the World Series champion Royals, and that rivalry between the Tigers and the Royals of late has always been kind of interesting. So we'll see. We will see how that's going to go. You know what it's time for, don't you?
Yes, big dummy. Big
dummies. I'm ready for my big dummy. You got your big dummy?
Oh, yeah, I got a real big dummy.
All right, hit it.
Big dummy, big dummy, big dummy, big dummy, big dummy, big dummy.
So since Will is always nice to let me go first every single week, Longhorn, I'm going to let you go first.
Jam on, don't
I
you?
do. I love that. It's such a cool beat.
Now, hey, look, we can't break tradition. So, ladies first.
Oh, why? Thank you. So my big dummy goes to the owner of a gym out in Seattle, or a suburb of Seattle. The woman was scared and ended up calling the police on Seahawks safety Cam Chancellor. Ring any bells? Big guy, 231 pounds, something like that, of homeless person. So yeah, she called the police on him because he was knocking, trying to get some information about a gym next door so that he could buy it. Poor woman got scared and ended up calling the police on Cam Chancellor. So not very smart. I thought everybody out in Seattle was 12, so I guess not.
Wow.
Big dummy, big dummy, big dummy, dummy, big dummy, big dummy, big dummy.
Hit it, Longhorn.
All right. My big dummy of this week, an Atlantic Falcons coach asked, well, I tell you, some people just need to think 300-400 times
Before they open their mouth.
Or put their foot in their mouth. Atlantic Falcon coach, one of the coaches of the Falcons, asked at the combine, you know how they do the interviews? But he asked this player, one of the potential players, right? Do you like men? And the guy, he's like, no. And he, basically because the coach said, well, if you end up playing for Atlanta, for the Falcons, you'll see that down there.
Yeah, you will.
And then, of course, the guy was like set back, like, why you asking me, this question? But in a long story short, the head coach of the Falcons did apologize to the young man for that stupid question that one of his coaches asked the guy. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing some, I put that question out. Some of my friends on Twitter, like, was that a stupid question or a dummy question? And one of my friends said, well, maybe that coach was trying to size the guy up. Maybe he was trying to hit on the dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
But to ask a question like that, that's my big dummy. How you going to come and ask the guy, hey, do you like men? This still is an interview. And, big dummy.
Big dummy. Big dummy.
Big dummy, big dummy, big dummy, big dummy.
All right. Well, it's just about time to wrap up. This has been fun hosting the show. Hopefully I didn't talk too much, but I had a great time as always. Hopefully I'll be able to come back next week and actually be in the studio so you can see my beautiful face.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. And just found out some late breaking news as of a few minutes ago. It looks like it's confirmed that former First Lady Nancy Reagan is dead at the age of 94. Remember, she told us all to not do drugs, and I will say that message hit home, and I have not done drugs ever. Sorry to hear that Nancy Reagan has died. There's that. But,
condolences to her.
Condolences to her and her family. Longhorn, any final words?
Yes, I always got to end it with this. Game time, prime time. Detroit Sports Jersey Media time. Keep motivated, dedicated, and keep on keeping on. And I had fun today with your Jersey girl.
Awesome. I had fun with you too, Longhorn. Thank you guys for tuning in and checking us out. And we will see you next week. Detroit Sports Jersey Media. We out.
Thank you, listeners from Detroit, Texas, and the Virgin Islands for joining us here live on Detroit Sports Jersey Media with your host, Will, and co-host, Longhorn. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on 107.3 FM WVIE. Visit us at DetroitSportsJersey.com. Straight sports talk. No professionals here. Have a great week.